Ever get that feeling like the world's kind of rigged?
Rigged how?
You know, like we make tons of stuff, but there's still so much poverty.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Well, get ready, because today we're going deep on Jason Hickel.
Oh, he's great.
He's a professor, really shaking things up, looking at, like, global inequality.
And the ecological crisis. Can't forget that.
Right. It's all connected, at least according to Hickel. So, big questions today.
Ray mommy.
Are we, like, screwing up the planet beyond repair?
Ooh, that's a big one.
And is a liberated Palestine, like, the key
To what?
to a domino effect? Could it shake the whole capitalist system?
Whoa, hold on. Lot to unpack there, but Hickel's work is perfect for this.
So he's saying it's not just a few bad actors, but, like, the whole system is messed up.
Pretty much. He argues capitalism, the way it works now, it's like fundamentally against what people and the planet need.
Okay, I get that. Like, companies want to grow, so they cut corners, pollute, all that. But is it really baked into the whole system like that?
Hickel makes a strong case, yeah. He says it's this obsession with endless growth.
Always got to have more, right?
Exactly. And that means more resources, right? Where do those come from?
Well, everywhere, I guess.
A lot of them are from the global south.
Like South America, Africa, that kind of thing.
You got it. Places that historically,
exploited, yeah, by richer countries, the global north.
It's like colonialism 2.0 almost, right?
So we're still taking their stuff, just sneakier now.
It's nuanced, but you're getting at it.
Mm-hmm.
Hickel points out, like, half the materials we use here.
Wait, seriously? Half?
Yeah, from your phone to your food, basically comes from the global south.
And that's not even counting the damage it does there, right?
Right. Think about coltan. That's in our smartphones. Huge demand for it.
Congo, right. All those awful stories.
Yeah. Fuels deforestation, even conflict. All because we got to have the latest gadget.
Damn. Never thought about my phone like that.
It's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's this bad, got to ask, what's the alternative?
Yeah. Is there even one?
Hickel's got an idea. Economic democracy, he calls it.
Democracy, but for the economy. What's that even mean?
It means people, not profit, are calling the shots.
Instead of some CEO in a fancy office deciding everything.
Imagine communities actually owning and controlling the stuff they rely on.
Kind of like a giant worker co-op, global scale.
You're getting it. He points to Mondragon Corporation in Spain.
They're like that, right? Worker owned.
Yeah, whole network of co-ops been going for decades. Proof it can work.
Huh, interesting. But Spain's tiny. Can that scale up to, like, the whole world?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. Hickel's saying we got to think bigger.
Yeah, break out of the box.
Exactly. Reimagine what's possible. But here's the thing. Even if we start moving that way...
There's going to be pushback, right? The people in power, they aren't going to like it.
100%. Hickel predicts, as countries in the global south try to break free...
You're going to get slammed.
You got it. He uses some strong words like extraordinary violent backlashes.
Yikes. Like military coups, that kind of thing.
Yeah, he points to history. Look at Libya, Iraq, Chile, even the Congo. All those movements for freedom.
Crush.
Brutally. Whoever benefits from how things are now, they'll fight to keep it.
So, like, the global south gets free. It's a threat to the whole system, right? Like pulling a Jenga block out?
Exactly. And this brings us to the big one. Hickel's most controversial argument.
Hit me with it.
A liberated Palestine. He thinks that could be the trigger.
For what? World War III?
Not quite, but close. A chain reaction of liberation movements across the Middle East.
Okay, but why Palestine? It's just one place, right?
It's symbolic, but also strategic. The Middle East, it's crucial to how things are now.
Oil.
Oil, resources, cheap labor. Shift the power there.
Yeah.
It's a massive threat to the core capitalist countries.
Like the U.S., Europe, all that.
Bingo. And Hickel doesn't sugarcoat it. He says, and I quote,
This is good.
a liberated Palestine means a liberated Middle East. A liberated Middle East means capitalism in the core really faces a crisis, and they will not let that happen.
Whoa, okay, so they will fight back. Hard.
Big time. But here's the thing. Why should we care? Like us, regular people, how does this affect us?
Yeah, good point. He's talking global revolution, but I gotta pay my bills.
It's not just about some far-off struggle. Think about it. The climate crisis.
You mean all the bad stuff, like the planet sheeting up?
Yeah, the droughts, the floods, all that. Hickel says it's tied directly to this exploitative system.
So us buying a bunch of stuff here is screwing things up for everyone, everywhere.
It's all connected. Think rising sea levels, climate refugees, fighting over resources. This stuff's happening now, and it'll get worse unless we get to the root cause.
Okay, now it's hitting home. So if he's right, This system's unsustainable, unjust. What can we even do about it?
He doesn't say we all got to become revolutionaries, but he's urging us to wake up.
Like, stop sleepwalking into disaster.
Exactly. Demand real change beyond just recycling or whatever. Question the whole system, the foundation.
Our values, how we define success, all that.
You got it. And it's collective action, not just me and you doing our little bit.
Solidarity, right?
Yeah, he talks a lot about that. North and South. Got to work together because it affects us all in the end.
Solidarity, that's a powerful word. But what does it even look like practically? How do we support these movements in a real way?
That's a great question, and it's one we'll dig into deeper in the next part of our deep dive.
Ooh, cliffhanger. All right, looking forward to it. But this is a lot. We went from exploited countries to Palestine being the trigger to now we got to be in solidarity and change the system.
It's a deep dive for sure.
But I'm hooked. Let's keep going.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so deep breaths, everyone. We've established the system's a mess and the stakes are high. But before we all spiral, let's talk solutions. You mentioned solidarity before. How can we actually do that? Sitting here in the global north, it feels kind of overwhelming, you know.
I get it. Solidarity. It's one of those words. Sounds good. What does it mean? Right?
Like, am I supposed to single-handedly fix poverty?
Not quite. It's about action, not just feeling bad. Remember, Hickel's point is those most affected.
I got to lead the way.
Right. We amplify their voices, not speak for them.
So less saving the global south, more listening to the people already fighting there.
Exactly. One way is supporting organizations LED by those folks, not just big international NGOs.
So like grassroots groups on the ground dealing with the real stuff.
Yeah, land rights, fair trade, fighting those nasty industries. They get the local context better.
Makes sense. But gotta ask, what about us here? Am I signing up for activist boot camp now?
Activism comes in many flavors. It can be as simple as learning, talking to people, even just like changing what you buy.
The old vote with your wallet thing.
It matters. Do you even know where your stuff comes from? Food, clothes? Could you choose brands doing it better?
Okay, point taken. But still, I feel like my little choices against this giant machine of capitalism.
It's daunting, I know. But collector action, that's the key.
Like one ant's week, but a whole colony.
Look at the climate movement. It started with kids skipping school. Now it's global, pushing governments, corporations.
Okay, I see it. But back to economic democracy for a sec. We talked about Mondragon. Any other proof this can work, not just small-scale stuff?
Tons. Hickel talks about community land trusts. So land's owned by the community.
Stops rich folks from snatching it up, I guess.
Exactly. Prevents displacement, speculation, all that. Then there's participatory budgeting.
What's that?
Citizens decide how the money gets spent. Happens all over, Porto Alegre, Brazil, even New York City.
Huh, neat. But scaling that up. A small town's one thing, an entire country, the world economy.
Big challenge. Hickel admits it. But he says we got to shift gears. Think degrowth.
Degrowth. As in less economy. Doesn't that mean like everyone gets poorer?
That's the myth. We think growth always equals good. But in rich countries, it's not about more stuff anymore. It's about well-being.
So maybe it's not about bigger numbers, but like everyone having healthcare, a decent environment.
That's it. Redefine progress. And that's where economic democracy fits in. Shift the focus from profit to people's needs within what the planet can handle.
Okay. Starting to connect the dots here. Solidarity, degrowth, economic democracy. Radical, but kind of hopeful too, you know?
That's the spirit. Hickel's not about doom. He wants us to imagine, to fight for better. This system, humans made it. We can change it.
Love that. But, okay, even if we build this new thing, how do we keep it from getting corrupted? Like, the power-hungry folks, they always find a way back in.
That's the tough part. Constant vigilance. Got to participate. It's not a one-time fix. This is ongoing.
So, build good structures, but UT also protect them from the folks who want to wreck it.
Transparency, accountability, power spread out. Everyone has a say. Tough, but inspiring to work towards.
I'm more inspired than when we started, that's for sure. But still, dismantling this whole global capitalism thing, where do we even begin?
Hickel says, step one, change the story. We're told the system's inevitable, no alternative. But that's just not true.
Like, we've been brainwashed to think greed is good.
Pretty much. Once you question that, new doors open, new ways to think, to be.
It's not about having all the answers, but asking the right questions, challenging the assumptions.
That's it. Imagine a world where things are different. But then, gotta go from ideas to action, right?
And that's the hard part. So how do we do that?
That's where the real work starts, and what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive. specific strategies, how to support the movements, the policy changes, all that.
Ooh, another cliffhanger. Okay, I'm ready to dive even deeper. All right, so we've covered a lot with Hickel, the flaws, the potential solutions, solidarity, all that. But now let's get down to brass tacks. If we're serious about this better world, where do we even start?
Well, Hickel doesn't give us a neat little checklist, which honestly is kind of refreshing.
No 5-step plan to save the world.
He gets that change is messy. It'll look different everywhere. We got to experiment, adapt as we go.
So more like principles, guidelines, tools for the toolbox, that kind of thing.
You got it. And a huge EE one, he stresses, got to move past its ME, doing good. It's about collective action. People coming together, demanding the whole system shifts.
So my reusable shopping bag is a start, but not the whole solution.
Look, individual choices matter, but they won't dismantle the, deep structures causing all this. Inequality, the planet getting wrecked.
So we need, what, mass protests? Everyone chaining themselves to bulldozers?
He points to history, civil rights, anti-apartheid. Those weren't about one person. It was collective power,
Yeah, but there's so many issues. Climate, poverty, racial justice, it's overwhelming. Where do you even focus?
Pick what speaks to you, what you're passionate about. Hickel's point is it's all connected anyway.
So, even if I'm into saving the rainforest, I'm also helping fight poverty because it's all linked.
Exactly. And don't underestimate local action. Look around your own town. What needs fixing?
There's a group trying to stop this new highway. That counts. Really.
Totally. Local stuff gets you involved. You learn, connect with folks. Then you can tackle the bigger picture stuff, too.
Makes it less scary. But gotta ask, what about the government, the laws, all that? Can we really change things without getting political?
Hickel's clear. Yeah, we got to challenge those in power, the policies that favor the rich, the corporations.
So, push for laws that spread the wealth around more?
Worker ownership, those land trusts we talked about, taxes that make sense, that kind of thing.
And for the planet, too, right? Cracking down on pollution, making green energy cheaper?
He's all for it. This is a system overhaul, big time, no easy feat.
So how do we convince the folks at the top to go for this? They seem pretty cozy with how things are now.
Won't be easy, no sugarcoating it.
Yeah.
But change happens, often when we least expect it.
Slavery was normal once, then bam, abolished.
Exactly. Suffrage, women voting, apartheid ending seemed impossible till it wasn't.
So even if it feels hopeless, gotta keep pushing, things can shift.
And remember, you're not alone. Tons of people, groups all over the world want this better future.
It's kind of nice to think about that, actually. Okay, so I'm ready to get involved, but how do I even find these folks? It's a jungle out there.
Go online, social media, local groups, it's all out there. Research what speaks to you, near and far.
So, homework time, figure out who's doing good work, then see how I can help.
And it's not just about donating, though that helps. Spread the word, learn about the issues, push for laws that support these goals.
So everyone's got a role to play, even if I'm not a millionaire philanthropist.
Exactly. Writer, artist, organizer, even just someone who cares. It all adds up.
Man, this has been eye-opening. Heavy stuff, but I'm leaving energized, not bummed out. Hickel's a call to action. We can shape things, but gotta be willing to fight, stick together, all that.
That's the spirit. It's easy to doom scroll all day, but he's saying, no, another world's possible. It's on US.
So take responsibility, learn, get involved. That's the takeaway, right?
For sure. Listeners, what hit home for you? What are you going to explore? What little step can you take today towards that better tomorrow? Even a tiny thing can make a difference.
Good point to end on. We gave you a lot to chew on, but hopefully you're feeling that, hey, maybe things can change and WE can be part of it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep learning, keep questioning, and believe in the power of people coming together.
Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and stay hopeful.